Yo, what's up everyone? This is the Rank 3 Havoc showcase. We're starting off with a Rank 3 Onslaught. As most of you know, Havoc is one of the best Onslaught counters. Whenever he applies a Neuro Shock to us, that's going to ramp us up, make us apply lots and lots of plasma to Onslaught, and this plasma will continuously detonate. So Havoc pretty much nukes Onslaught. He's definitely one of the best counters. This is Rank 3 Havoc versus Rank 3 Onslaught. You want to play this matchup a bit differently than the other Havoc fight. You're going to want to go for an SB1, and as soon as you've gone for your SB1, you're going to start rapidly applying those plasmas to Onslaught, and that will nuke him down fast. You can go for a special 2 or another special 1. It doesn't really matter. The plasmas are the main damage source in that fight, and that's what will nuke Onslaught. So if you were paying attention here, we loaded in this fight 15 seconds late. That's going to be a common theme of this video because the load times were fucked last battleground season for the last week for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but for most people, including myself, we were loading into battlegrounds matches 10, 15, sometimes even 20 seconds late. It was stupid as hell, but it is what it is. It's over now. Fighting a rank 3 Atuma here. Havoc is a great counter because Havoc's medium attacks are non-contact. His special 1 and heavy attack are non-contact as well, and of course his special 3 is. So he's a great counter to Atuma. He doesn't take any thorns damage as long as you play the match properly. We went for an SB1 then an SB3 there, and we're able to get this fight down in under a minute, 100% health, which is really impressive. There's not many champions that can reliably take Atuma and finish 100% health. There's Shuri, but she takes around 70 seconds, so Havoc is actually faster than Shuri. So yeah, he's a great counter for Atuma, he's a great counter for Onslaught. Those are two very meta, common, tricky defenders, and Havoc counters them. Not the fastest, actually he is one of the fastest for Onslaught, but he counters Atuma, not the fastest, but very reliably. Under a minute is still solid time. So yes, solid showcase from Havoc on that rank 3 Atuma. Pretty impressed off that. Next up we got my rank 3 weapon flex, and this is a pretty good matchup. By the time we get to our SB3, Weapon X is going to exit Rage, so he will not be able to regen our SB3. But even if he did regen the SB3, I'm pretty sure he would have just straight up died. So it doesn't really matter. We got 10 plasma on Weapon X right now, so we're going to deal the max amount of damage after our SB3. For those who don't know, the plasma on your opponent will be converted into burst damage after your SB3. And that was a 1 minute fight. That's really solid for a rank 3 Weapon X, as you all know. His regen goes a bit crazy. Next up we got a rank 2 Maestro, and Havoc is actually a pretty good counter for Maestro. The best way I found to play it is you actually do not want to knock Maestro down to pause his charges, because when Maestro goes into his cosmic radiation mode at like 30 charges, that's going to ramp Havoc up. Like the Neuro Shocks ramp Havoc up because it's energy damage. The same thing happens with Maestro's cosmic radiation. It will make you rapidly apply plasma to Maestro. So Havoc can actually take Maestro pretty well. I'm going to let him get to 9 plasma here, then I'm going to throw my special 3. And this is pretty much the max amount of damage. We're going to be a bit short on killing him, but remember, Maestro has one of the biggest health pools in game, and we only left him on 5% health. He was pretty much at 100% health before that. Havoc's SB3 does some insane damage. That must have been like a 300k SB3 there. Maestro was pretty much at 100% health when I threw it, so that special 3 alone wiped out most of his health, which is actually pretty crazy because Maestro has a shit ton of health. Next up we got this rank 2 Moman. Just wanted to show Havoc out in his ideal class advantage sort of matchup. In this fight we're going to go for an SB1, then start cycling special 2s. I don't recommend you go for this playstyle because Havoc's SB2 does no damage if you don't crit, but if you crit it's pretty decent. So just wanted to show off the SB2 rotation here. If you are going to go for the SB2 rotation, only do it against skill defenders, I'd say. And yeah, just go for the SB3 because it's more reliable. It's going to be faster in most matchups, but since we got class advantage, wanted to push Havoc a bit, wanted to see what his other rotations were saying. 41 seconds is actually pretty fast. It's actually pretty nukey. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with Havoc off that fight. That was a pretty cool fight off Havoc, but his SB2 when it doesn't crit is so arse, so I don't recommend going for it most of the time. Next up we got my rank 3 Longshot, and Havoc is a great counter to Longshot since he is Incinerate immune, so even if Longshot gets to a special 2 with Pure Heart and throws it, it's not going to do anything to us because we're Incinerate immune. So basically Longshot is a potato against us. We just got to not get SB3'd is the only thing. This fight is a very basic Havoc fight. We're just going to go for an SB1, then an SB3. So what is my opinion on Havoc? Do I think he's a must-have for Battlegrounds? No, definitely not a must-have, but I think he's cool. I think he's worth a spot in your deck in certain metas, or let's say if you don't have enough Atuma counters, if you struggle fighting Onslaught, in those few occasions, he definitely can be worth putting in your deck solely for attack. He's a decent defender as well. His problem is he does get nuked by champs like Crossbones, Hulkling, very common attackers, but he can be a good defender. He can stall tech champs like Red Skull and Nimrod thanks to his massive energy resistance. So the shocks what Red Skull and Nimrod apply and Guardian, they don't deal much damage to Havoc. So he can be a good stall on defense in those scenarios. As you can see, we took an SB1 from Iron Man Infinity War. This is a rank 3 Iron Man Infinity War, so class disadvantage here. The reason we took that SB1 is to get that shock on ourselves, because that shock is going to make us ramp up faster. That's going to make us apply lots of plasma to this Iron Man Infinity War. So yeah, it's definitely worth taking an SB1 hit in this fight. I'm just waiting for his passive armors to fall off before I throw my SB3. Otherwise, the armors do reduce the special 3 damage by quite a bit. Even though they're passive, it's just the armor rating, increase it. Yeah. Basically, wait for the armors to fall off before you throw your SB3 if you actually want to do good damage and kill him with the SB3. That took a minute exactly, 100% health, which is phenomenal for a rank 3 Iron Man Infinity War. If you know the legend of the Iron Goat, then you know that's very impressive. A class disadvantage fight against Iron Goat, and you nuke it in a minute, 100% health. Yeah, that's kind of goated, not gonna lie. I was really impressed with Havoc on that fight. And since Havoc is Incinerate immune, he is actually a great Mephisto counter. And Mephisto, he kind of fell off for a while. We didn't see him for a very long time in Battlegrounds. He fell off. He used to be really popular in Battlegrounds beta, but people stopped running him because of the abundance of OP science champions. But he's making his comeback. He's in pretty much everyone's deck now, and Havoc is a great counter to him. Same fight as most Havoc fights, just go for an SB1, then an SB3. The problem with this matchup is the SB3 won't kill him. It will leave him on like 2%, 1%, and then he will regen back up a bit. So this fight is a bit slower than it should be. I think the SB3 should just kill him, to be honest. I don't see why it doesn't, but it's fine. Minute fight. That fight would have been the exact same time if I was using a Ascended Havoc, or because of that stupid regen what doesn't let you kill Mephisto with the special 3. But it's fine, it's fine. A minute for a Mephisto 100% health is actually really solid, so we'll take that. We take those. Last fight of the video, we got this rank 3 Korg. We haven't got a Nick fight in this video because Havoc is kind of arse against Nick. You can go for the SB3 rotation, but that will be hella slow because the SB3 will only kill off Nick's first life, not his second life. So Havoc's just really slow against Nick. If you try to go for the SB2 rotation, you need like 3 SB2 crits in a row, which just isn't happening because Havoc's crit rating is arse. So yeah, no Nick fight because Havoc is arse against Nick. So instead we finish on this rank 3 Korg. This SB3 is going to smoke him. And yeah, that's the end of the showcase. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.